Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first, what we call test show of the Good Old Boys Live Network. I also want to say I brought my party mix with me. Anyway, I'm Tiger. If you already don't know, you see Tiger Nation in the Discords and the YouTube. That's who I am. And I'd like to introduce you to a really, really good old boy, Peter. Oh, goodness gracious alive. You know what? This is the most they've ever seen us dressed up, P-Dub. You know what? Done with it. I'm out of here. It's coming. All out of here. See ya. All righty, all righty. So we're excited to do this. We spent a lot of time putting things together, and we're going to need your help, right? We've got topics that we want to talk about. Please put them in the Discord. GOB live chat with gifts, okay? We see them. We'll be happy to talk about them. If you would like to come on with us, just let us know. We'll bring you over and drop you in. You can do voice or you can click on your video and go live on camera with us. With that being said, kind of give them the base format, P-Dub. Let them know what this is about, how we're going to be doing things, and then we're going to be fine tuning. The thing is, I like to call it the People's Channel, right? It's the GOBN Live Generals channel. It's not just P-Dub. It's not just Tiger. It's you guys also. You are the ones that count. You're the people, and we want your voices to be heard. So, P-Dub, give just a slow rundown how they can maneuver in Discord, and then also the link to the Discord. Uh, just Kunas. P-Dub, you want to drop him in real quick?
Let you guys know we can't hear Dub
P-Dub,
on
you
the
want to
stream.
drop him in real quick? They can't hear you.
How about this? Can y'all hear me now? I bet you can hear me now.
Oh,
Yep, they can hear me now.
my mic.
Look at that. I forgot to turn.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All
All right, I'm gonna hop out while y'all do your show then.
Time to drink a shot.
Hey, there it is, right? You know, that's what this is for, to test it out. I got to drink a beer here. All right, so while I'm in there now, Rod, if you want to join in there, don't forget we've got to mute our other system here.
All righty.
And then you can go ahead and drop him in there now.
All right.
Don't forget to unmute yourself in there, Tiger. And then I've got to unmute him because I had him muted.
Yeah. All right. All righty. So, Southeast Texas Coon-ass, can you hear us?
Ah, he's not showing in the right spot. Why is he not in there?
I don't know.
There. Well, why did he go on that side? That's so ridiculous. Hold on. I'm going to get out of here for a second.
All right.
It never does that. It does. It put him on the other side last time.
Right. Now, he's not going to, I think he's not doing video. He's just going to do voice.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. We would, but normally they would show up here. You can see he's green. He's got his green background. I'll fix that. Now let's write that down. Another thing. So remember to unmute yourself.
Yep. Unmute yourself, Southeast.
I have to fix that where it shows him only, which is fine. We can do that a little easier now. I know what I need to do.
I do know his wife, Wild Linda. She sent me a text saying that they were driving. So I don't know if he's going to be able to talk or not, but I can't hear him. If you'll help him out, Wild Linda, please see if we can unmute that real quick.
I've already unmuted him. If he talks, he should be heard now. But I don't know if he's got his own mute on or not. I can't tell. His name's really big. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? There he is. I hear him. He must have a bad signal or something like that. No telling.
Yeah.
Do you hear him? Oh, well. It's a work in progress. I'm not sure what's going on his end, but guys, this is basically how it's going to work. I'll fix that later. One more thing. I thought I had it squared away, but for some reason tonight, they popped up on the wrong side of the screen, where normally they would be where I'm at. See, where I'm at, you could see it. But normally this would be where the visitor is. For some reason, they're not there. Let me see if when I move him.
I would love to hear from Democrat Lady. Can you hear? If you could type in the chat. I'm looking at the chat saying that.
What's up, teddy bear? You're a teddy bear.
Oh my gosh! So, Democrat Lady.
Bottom guy, that's Rod.
There she is.
He's live on YouTube.
Hey y'all, Hey y'all.
He's live talking shit.
Talk into the mic, y'all. I want to hear y'all talk.
Can you hear us?
They're going in and out of signal. I think they're driving, and I know where they live, so it's kind of
spotty out there.
So anyway, so Democrat Lady,
Very first one's on it. Very first one is on it.
Yep.
You can hear y'all talking. So, folks, some real good friends of mine. Glenn is an awesome gentleman. He calls himself Southeast Texas Coon-ass because he is from Southeast Texas. His wife is a really good friend of mine also. She's from my hometown. They live in another...
Even the years they were made, they weren't released in that order. They're released in book order. That's the only amount of order. He's making a new one, he said, and there will be more. Tom Selleck said there will be more.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they know. So I'm going to pull him out.
Let him go get his weed before he has DTs. I'm trying to give him one.
I said,
Oh, Lord.
I'm getting ready to call her, tell her, y'all are on.
Join us on Discord.
All right, I'm gonna pull them out of the lobby here. Put them back. Yep. We got Nationwide in the lobby right now too, so we can put them in. You ready, Nationwide? We're gonna pull you up in here. Hold on.
Pulling him up now.
All right. Oh, you're doing it? Yeah, there he is. See now, watch. Pull him in there.
I did. He dropped back down for some reason.
Because I had a hold of him. All right, so now watch. Look, it does it perfect with Nationwide.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
If he was showing a video right now, if he was showing his video feed, he'd pop up in that screen. But since there's no video feed, that's what it looks like.
Right.
Discord. You can unmute yourself there, Nationwide, if you'd like. There
you go. Yep. I'm here.
All right. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, how you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good.
How you
Yeah.
doing?
So, he's another Texas boy.
Yep.
I guess. Oh, excuse me, not a boy, a man. You know, I think he's a little Texas man. No, I'm kidding.
Be nice. Be nice.
I want you guys to know real quick. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Nationwide. Nationwide was up in the Washington and Oregon area for a little while, doing doing a job up there. And he actually got out there and did some of the streaming of some of all the crazy protests and also some of the Patriot flag waves in Washington and Oregon when he was up there during the time that it was just really, really active and there was a lot of streaming going on up there. That part's kind of slowed down. Still protesting up there. We know they are because we see little snippets. But Nationwide, tell us a little bit about what you experienced while you were up there.
So, let's see, I left there right before Christmas. So before Christmas, and from about October through Christmas, I was doing some work up around the Ellensburg, Washington area. So I had real easy access within a few hours of Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Vancouver. Salem was a little bit far, but I went down there. Being a contractor with the railroad gave me a lot of access to that. So while I was there, the first event that I went to was called the Mother of All Patriot Rally. Yep. That was the one that got a lot of views, and at Steve from PT News Network found out that I was down there, so he streamed it, and I did that one on Facebook. That was an eye opener. I've never been to Portland, so to see it on screen is a lot different than seeing it. It is so
How many people
loud.
do you think were there at that time?
At that point, when I first got down there, there was probably about 130, anywhere from 130 to about 150 people on the Patriot side. And the line, I got there, they already had formed a line. They were probably about 4 feet apart, and there maybe was about 75 to 100 BLM and Antifa were there. And slowly we just started seeing 10, 15, 20 just coming in where they were coming in off the buses or parking and coming in groups of people. By the time it was all said and done, there was collectively between both groups, because the people on the Patriot side were saying it and they were coming down. So by the end of it, there was probably anywhere from 500 to 700 people.
Dang.
Wow!
Right in front of that federal building.
I remember that stream and you being down there. So that's amazing. So, what was in my view? Okay, was that the rally that they really knotted up pretty bad, and then the Portland Police Department kind of got in the middle of everybody? Was it that rally, or was it?
No. The police bureau, until there were so many people there, the Portland Police Bureau was overwhelmed. They were 2 blocks away. The only time that they intervened was right at the end when I was with, what the hell is his name? That Snaggletooth guy from
Snaggletooth. Wow.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can remember him, because he's got a messed up front tooth. He's got that gap there. He was Antifa.
I don't remember which one, but yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching all that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically started watching back in right when they started, and it's sad, man. We've definitely hit a bad spot in our history, and wish there was a better way to solve all this. Kind of what this show's about, and that's why we named it Middle of the Road. We kind of want to get in the middle of the road, and instead of creating more problems, try to find solutions. That's the whole idea behind the show.
This is going to sound really bad, and again, this is no reflection of anybody else's opinion. This is my opinion and my opinion alone.
Mhm.
All of this rioting and protesting and stuff. I believe full-heartedly. Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, Green Lives Matter, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the only time that we're seeing this is when a white cop or even a cop shoots a black person, or that has to defend themselves, whether it's right or wrong. That person dies. They riot that. We've never seen any protests, any uprise from the girl from Winton Woods, from a suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio. We haven't seen an uprise for anything for Sequoia Turner, who was shot by BLM protesters. None of the actual victims. The girl recently that was shot in the McDonald's parking lot for with gangbangers. We don't hear that on the news. We don't hear that, and we don't hear BLM's coming up with that.
Well,
And
what's even
saying her
sadder
name.
is you've got all these kids that are getting caught in the crossfire with all this, and I mean, that should be the most important thing. Like, I have kids, I don't know who else has kids out there, but
Yep, I got kids. I got 3.
About kids being shot in I'd be more outraged by that. I don't care what color they are. That's neither here nor there.
Right.
Kids should be given the ultimate opportunity to advance in life. And if you're protesting over somebody who pulled a gun out on a cop, what do you eventually think's going to happen? If you pull a gun on a cop, if you pull a gun on, say, me, and I have my own weapon to defend myself, I'm going to do that. I mean, that's our God-given right, is to defend ourselves.
Yep.
Everybody should.
Absolutely.
Even Antifa, if they're being... I look at it like this, Antifa has a right to do whatever, too. I get that. But what they don't have a right to do is go and burn other people's property down to make a point, because that point is lost at that point. If you've resorted to violence, at some point you've lost. You've already lost, because people are going to turn their back on you. I sympathize with you, and I sympathize with what you're trying to do. I get it. I understand you're upset about what's going on right now, but we're never going to come together as an American, as a country, right? If we keep doing this kind of thing. So that, again, like what I'm saying is, that's why I didn't feel like I could do much else than this. I wanted to get online and start talking to people and see if maybe there's
absolutely.
Way.
Well, the funny thing about like Portland and Antifa, they're a bunch of 20-year-old white kids, all right, that are being used, and we've seen on the streams where BLM and then put all you white kids up front because the police aren't going to do anything to you. Oh yeah, actually they are. They're gonna shoot you with them rubber bullets, just like everybody else.
That proves that it's not about skin color at this point.
Yeah.
That if all else fails, it's not about skin color at this point, and they're doing the same thing, whether they're black, white, brown, any other color. It doesn't matter. What you're doing is threatening officers and throwing bottles at them and throwing cans of soup. I get it. I remember being a teenager. I remember being young.
Oh yeah.
And you think you're invincible and that the world's out to get you or something. I don't know if that's true or not for most people, but I felt like it was always attacking me. And then I got to a place in my life where I was like, you know what? I get it now. I can go through life and I could love everybody around me. I will love you to the point you give me a reason not to love you. I treat people with the same respect that they treat me. If you disrespect me, I will disrespect you.
You're going to get disrespect.
I'll ignore you altogether. My ultimate thing is I'll just ignore you altogether. You're not going to be one of those people that are going to affect my life. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm not going to let you in like that. But I don't want it to be like that. If I could do something to change that person's life where, it made them see, hey, he's a good guy. He really means good. He means well. And, I would do that. But some people are just lost to that. They don't feel the same way. I guess they're just angry all the time about stuff. So I don't know. What do you think
they're cut from a different cloth than people in our age group. I'm 42, and you know, a little bit younger than a lot of the crowd that
I'm
a little bit younger than Tiger.
I'm almost in that age group where I feel kind of bad now because these are basically my kids. They're almost my kids. I mean, I'm not quite that age.
Yeah.
I mean, my son's old enough. He's getting to that age, and oh man, the indoctrination I'm seeing around all this stuff too is I'm like, man, why are y'all doing this to our kids? You shouldn't be doing it this way to our kids because you're raising this. This is what you're making them do. I mean, you basically pushed them into this. You know, that's all they see is black and white now. You know, I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you put our kids in that situation? It's not black and white. We're all freaking humans. We're all humans. We all bleed red. That's what matters. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing different about us and them, you know, or you know, black and white than the amount of melatonin in our skin. That is the only thing. We are all one race.
It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Who does that? Who boils it down to that? That's people with low IQs.
Low IQ, yep. I mean, and a level of self entitlement, and that's what I've seen a lot. Being and that these kids, you know, on one thing, that the hypocrisy of Antifa is what I've seen firsthand. Was I wasn't there for when Black Rebel was stabbed, but I met him shortly after that. But then, you know, when they were in Vancouver, up there around 99 Saloon, you know, him being bricked, you know, being hit in the head with a brick, a white guy assaulting a black guy just because, you know, of his having a difference of opinion. But they keep saying that the black opinion should be what mattered. Well, then they should listen to, you know, Black Rebel, you know, some of the opinions of that community.
Yeah.
And they don't. The irony is they want to tell them what to do, but they won't listen to their viewpoint.
They won't listen to the people that it actually affects. You
Yep.
know? And I think, you know, it boils down to community, right? If every community looked out for themselves as a actual community, I think things would be a lot better. But is that a solution totally? You know, it's not. I mean, there's bad things across the world. You know, you can't just say this is the one thing that's going to fix everything. It's gotta be, you know, multiple things, and everybody has to line up with what needs to be done. And right now, we're not even close to that. We're going the opposite direction. So.
Absolutely, especially with trials. You know, anymore, the right to a fair trial and to have your day in court is appears to be, you know, no more of a thing because of social media, and
it's become more raw rule now, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, the court of public opinion, and if you don't get your way, we're gonna burn shit down. You know, and it's not a solution.
Not at all, man.
People don't realize that, you know, when you lose your rights like that, there's no getting them back.
Nope. And what do you do right now? I want to find answers. I'm tired of everybody yelling at one another and not coming up with any solutions. I mean, if this is that big of a deal, why are you still screaming and not trying to come up with a solution? I mean, isn't that the ultimate goal, right? Isn't it to try to find a solution? That's they can't be rioting over all this and not want a solution, right? So why do they just not stop and say, hey, we need a solution? They're saying defund the police, right? I'm like, you realize that's going to make it worse, right? You do realize that, right? You got undertrained police now. You're already mad that they're not trained enough, and now you want them to be even more undertrained. And what's that going to relate to? More shootings and more of this and more of that.
More accidents.
You're creating your
less qualified.
You're creating your own problem.
I'll give y'all a real unique example of the training aspect, right? So here in Memphis, in the Shelby County, they met with the community leaders, and they were demanding change. and our protocols in the Memphis Police Department, also the Shelby County Sheriff's Department, and they all got together and kind of started. This is some things we want you to do, and we want you to ban chokeholds and X, Y, Z. Well, I think there was 5 things on the list, and out of all 5 of those things were on the list had been banned by the Memphis Police Department and had been banned by the Shelby County Sheriff's Department not 1 year ago, not 2 years ago, but 10 years ago. And with that being said, a lot of times people just don't know what the policies are and don't understand what some of these policies are. The Memphis Police Department cannot afford to go through another defund the police, reducing. They've already taken away a lot of their benefits, okay, and they went down by 600 police officers before this ever started. We're down 600 police.
So I got to do something real quick.
Yep.
Not to interrupt you, but I have to say conk online because I was requested to say conk. Their Democrat lady, she made.
Oh, Democrat, yeah.
Go back to it.
I appreciate you interrupting. I do want to give some shout outs right now. We have Wizzy Wig joined in on our YouTube chat. Say congratulations to the first show. Wizzy Wig, we really appreciate you. You're an awesome guy. I love talking with you the other day.
I love watching your feeds too, man. You do a great job.
Phenomenal job. Any suggestions you can help us out? Of course, we're going to be promoting your feeds and stuff like that also. But with that, Honcho's in the chat. Honcho's cutting up and cutting a rug in the YouTube chat already. That's our. You know what? I think I'm going to make her our squirrel patrol in YouTube.
She is our squirrel patrol.
She's our squirrel patrol in YouTube. Okay. I love it.
Go ahead.
She gave you a teddy bear hug too, buddy.
Sorry, Nation. We didn't mean to cut you off.
That's great.
Ahead, man.
No, you guys are good.
So, Nation, just to kind of touch on that, Memphis has already defunded our police department. We lost officers. They lost. I mean, we're talking retirement benefits. They lost all kinds of stuff. The city of Memphis, and this is kind of unique. Before all this started, there was a push by the what we call the first responders unions, which was the police union and the fire union, to kind of help generate some more funds, kind of start reestablishing that. And it's the first time I've ever voted for a tax hike, sales tax hike, okay, ever, okay, and it was on the ballot for a 0.25%.
Wow.
Sales tax hike, but that 0.25% goes towards the police department reestablishing and the fire department reestablishing their retirement benefits, basically, and it passed like it was unbelievable, 85% to 15%, I mean, it just got crushed, and so they were able to do that. The problem is that now they can't get police officers to come on board because of everything that's going on. And Memphis's crime has gone up significantly since that, and it's a battle.
Absolutely.
It's a battle. But defunding the police doesn't work because Memphis did it about 5-6 years before any of this came to light over the last year. It don't work because they just bailed. They're like, I'm out of here. I'm going to lose my benefits. Nope. Before that goes into play, I'm retiring. And that's exactly what happened. So we're going to see those effects all over the country. And I think Memphis should be used as an example of what happened in that process six years ago.
Do you have any idea?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any idea what a good resolution for that would be? I mean, is it just
I got
money back in the police department?
I just can't put it on camera.
No. If that's the only solution we found tonight, that's still a good solution. All right. We're gonna keep talking about trying to find a way, but this will be a good start.
Well, when things happen with like the with NHRA, so they don't start taking away races or they don't start eliminating cars, they, when they find a cause of an accident where someone was seriously injured or lost their life, they fix it. That's why when a lot of people go to get their license track, they will literally take your car and take that bitch completely apart all the way to the frame, and to make sure that all the welds and braces and brackets and that you have the right diameter brakes, brake pads, brake shoes, and disc and all that stuff. They don't just kick the car off. They get it to the standard at which it needs to be. And I think our police need to be that. When you have 40 hours of weapons training and hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that, and that's just about all you have, other than a little bit of refresher courses throughout your career, that's not the solution. The solution is more training, more, more ranges, more.
You're taking the money.
Yeah,
away,
and
you're reducing the ability to do that. And we're not. And that's it. How much money do you continue to dump into it? I'm not sure what they're talking about replacing cops with what do they call it? Mental workers or something like that, and social workers. And I'm like,
social workers.
Really, a social worker?
Yeah. Well, that and they said like community watch things, but here's the thing, with the community watch.
Looks like we're losing them.
Yeah, and we're getting a couple. I'm noticing some squeak. I don't know if it was his mic or if it's yours.
It's probably mine.
No squeak. Okay, so that was nationwide mic a little bit. So we'll have to.
Sorry about that.
Back.
Yeah. It seemed like my Wi-Fi disconnected.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine nationwide.
Wait, what were you saying? Finish up.
Yeah, real quick. So the community watch thing that they keep saying, years ago, and I can't remember the kid that was killed, but that was by a community watch person. He went to trial and all that stuff and got off. They initially said that he was a white guy, but it turned out that he was not. He was Puerto Rican. Remember the name of that one? I think it was down in Florida.
No, I'm not sure which one that is. I'll look that up. That'd be a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look that up. And another thing is I don't know everything. I'll never claim to know everything. But just learning about this kind of stuff, and getting a better idea of what's going on around could be a good thing as well. So that's why we're asking everybody, because I maybe catch 10% of what's really going on out there, and I have an opinion about 100% of it, but I don't necessarily know if that's the right opinion to have. And if I can get all the information, out there, I can form a better opinion on what's going on. And I think that's what everybody should do. Don't just listen to the news. Get as much information as you can. Go out there, pull from multiple sources, look at multiple views, and I guarantee you the real answer is somewhere in the middle of the road. I mean, it's always going to be, and that's one of the reasons we named this show that, is because the answer is always somewhere right down the middle. You got two sides to every story, and it's usually right in the middle somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it could be to the right or the left, but again, we're not getting anywhere like that. So let's try something new here. I want to thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate all your time with this.
Oh, not a problem, man. Anytime.
Definitely.
Just Shell came on YouTube chat. The young man's name was Trayvon Martin.
That's it, Trayvon Martin. Thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember what you're talking about. Is they thought he was a white guy, and he actually turned out to be a Hispanic. That guy got into all kinds of trouble. I mean, he.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I was like, wow.
But that's what undertrained community.
This and that. I'm like, wow. You didn't learn your lesson from all that. So that was.
Yeah, the lesson: don't defund the cops, and don't try to replace them with armed community watch or neighborhood watch people that don't know what the hell they're doing.
That stuff will happen. It definitely will.
Yep, bad things will happen.
But I'm struggling to hear. Oh man, I'm sorry there, Fig. And that's another thing. I know that I should have worn my. Oh man, I forgot to add. You can't hear me now?
No, I can hear you.
I hear
should
you.
have not my headphones, but I have an external mic that I didn't hook up tonight because I can scoot a little closer here, but I didn't put my external mic up for tonight because I didn't have enough room. So y'all noticed I am in my freaking garage because I was part of the disaster area that was Houston after this huge freeze we all had. My house is a disaster, so I'm actually having to come out in my garage and make a little set up for myself to do this. And you can see that's my wife's 89 Jeep Grand Wagoneer that we have that I'm refurbing myself. It's got ladders leaning on it though, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, but yeah, eventually we'll set all this up, guys, a little differently. We really did want to come on tonight and do a test run, kick the tires. Basically, we have it was an amazing interview with Nationwide. By matter of fact, that's kind of basic to what we want to do here. If you've been to somewhere and you've seen something, kind of like what Nationwide has seen, gone to a protest or either side, I don't want it to be just the right or the left. I want it to be everybody. You know, I'm looking for that. That is what we're looking for here. We're not looking for. I'm not going to come on the show and call you a dumbass to your face. It's not going to happen. I believe everybody's point is valid to a point, and if it's not supported by facts, I mean, I'm not going to say you're dumb or anything, but I'm going to say, well, I disagree with you because of this, and that. If I even know those facts, or I'll look them up. I might not know them right off the bat, but I'll be like, this doesn't support what you're saying. So, I mean,
and vice versa, because like you said,
if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to freaking admit it. I'll tell you, I'm wrong. You're right, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
but if you happen to get Antifa on and they come on and call somebody one of their porch N words or any other derogatory thing, I might lose my mind if I'm here.
Yeah.
Just a fair warning.
No, I know, and everybody we all need cooler heads. There's no.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be cooler about things. There are some things that are unforgivable. I mean, that kind of, approaching somebody like that is unacceptable, especially in here.
Yeah.
We've got to, I think, so we pull from another couple of channels that people have come over, and they're amazing people. We all try to have fun. We have a good time, especially in our Discord, and it's going to be a 24/7 chat. People are in there and all the time hanging out and talking. We'd like more discussion like that because.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people seem to be one of the streams that I did for. I was telling Tiger the other day when I went up to, I think it was Vancouver. Yeah, I was in Vancouver, and it was me and. Oh, Villain. Me and Villain. I actually ran into Villain up there. Okay. I stood with BLM because of something that was happening on the Patriot side. The off-duty officers that they hired were accosting a guy, and I went clean off the hook, and and told them, you're not going to do that. That gun and that badge, even though you're off duty, doesn't give you a right to accost somebody. BLM seen that, and we were like, hey, that was cool. I said, no, right's right and wrong's wrong. Doesn't matter which side it is.
Exactly. No matter, and while I support law enforcement and stuff like that, I realize that everybody's human. We're all flawed. If you say you're perfect, you're lying. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect by any means. I try to be the best I can be, and I'm willing to open up my mind and think about things in different ways. But facts are facts. I mean, you have to at least acknowledge them. I mean, if you have a different opinion about a fact, that's one thing. I get it. But if you write down a bunch of numbers and the answer is 4, and then somebody else writes the same numbers down and they get 6, they're wrong. I mean, that's just how it is. You can't differentiate between the two. There's one's right, one's wrong. So I don't know how else to explain it. That's the easiest way I can explain it, right? I mean,
yeah.
So I'm sorry for interrupting real quick.
Did you have a shot without me? You had a shot without me, didn't you? That's your
fault. And it made me call twice. I'm sitting over here reading the.
So if y'all notice, I have my pad here, and this is how because I have to have a stable Discord in order to show nationwide. I have to have a stable screen for him. But I'm still reading through when I have a moment. I'll stop and read through it. And thank you, Fig, by the way, for talking as much mess as you do. Because I know you can. All right.
I'm watching the YouTube chat here, and Hunt wants to know if we came out the womb with a camo hat.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting. So that's another thing we're going to have to address. I hope you're writing this down. It's not coming through on the restream, the chats. They're not coming through for some reason. Our D Live never went live, so write that down. That's something we're going to have to address. We're still streaming. My computer didn't fail on me, so I have.
Right.
Normally, I have an amazing system. I built my system from the ground up myself, and I built it over time. So it is an amazing system. Unfortunately, I'm stuck on my laptop until my house is rebuilt, and I can get back in my office and set that thing back up. And you're going to notice we're going to be doing these. So here's the deal. We're going to start doing these lives every Thursday night. We're going to, I don't know what he's giggling at, folks. He's just over there. Stop reading the chat. You're distracting me. You're distracting me, sir. Anyway, so we're going to do every Thursday night around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And just start doing this. We're going to slowly bleed into it. I don't think we're going to full release until, I said full release. Oops. Is that going to get censored on YouTube? Maybe. I don't know. Well, and that's another thing we're going to have to work around is YouTube. Figure out all their weird idiosyncrasies with how they censor people. But every Thursday night, we'll start doing this. What was our start date, did you say there? What were we going to shoot for?
You know, I thought we were shooting for around, I think it was, I can't remember, I think it was June 10th or something right in that first.
Yeah, we're going to work some of these bugs out. And June sounds like a good deadline for us to be up full and running with topics. If you guys have a topic, we want you to either email us or put it in the Discord. And that's what we'll try to focus on, was what you want to talk about. That's what I want to do. I'm going to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So I'm not going to be good at it. Tiger's going to be our info guy. He's the guy that actually does most of the research, and I'm going to be more of the comic relief if I can. You know?
Right, giving me a hard time. I don't know. You and Honcho, I may have to abandon ship.
I know, right? That's what we get old Honcho on here and see the angry face.
Great lady.
Grumpy cat.
I want you to know, you are definitely, I've said it before, but you're going to be our squirrel patrol. Okay?
She is.
Ladies, I want to say thank y'all for just watching the stream. Give us some good feedback. Honcho's giving us some feedback. Honcho thinks it's your mic making a squeaking noise. I'm not really sure. We'll work it out, Honcho. I know it's kind of like somebody said it was like being in the Twilight Zone, but we're good. Like we said, we're working out the kinks, working out the problems. We have spent hours just to get it to this point, and there's a little bit more that goes into it than sometimes what we think it is. And you know, I really appreciate the people giving us an opportunity to come on. I want y'all to share this out once we go live. We want to build a platform for the people, okay? We're not trying to be a Crowder. We're not trying to be a PT News Network. We're not trying to be WYSIWYG, okay? They have their thing, but, we're here to help promote them also, and hopefully we'll build some collaborative relationships through you folks. And also, like P-Dub said earlier, the political fighting needs to stop, Let's just start having human conversations, having fun with what we're doing. I mean,
I want to have fun. I don't know about you guys. Life is too damn short. I've already had one brush with death. I know how short life is. So, you guys out there, cherish every minute. Hold on to your loved ones. kiss them, hug them every chance you get, tell them you love them. And if you're angry all the time, then that's just you're not living a full life. You're gonna die young because you're stressed out all the time, and you gotta have fun, guys. We're gonna have fun in our chats. We're gonna have fun in here. You're gonna see me drinking beer. I may smoke a cigarette from time to time. I apologize, but
I may have to get up and go smoke one. But like you said, don't remember. Most everybody that's on here is inside our Discord channel. If there's, let people know. Send it out to your friends through your Facebook message. Let's get some people in here. If you want to come on and talk, okay, feel free. Okay, we're not here to. We want to listen to what you have to say. I would love for a lot of you folks to call in, come through the Discord channel and bring up a subject.
One of the reasons we did Discord, by the way, so I don't know if you've ever watched live call-in shows. There's always a huge delay. And I wanted to be able to, like you heard with Nationwide, I want it to be instantaneous. I want our dialogue to be snappy, back and forth conversation. Now, he's not showing his video. That'll be an option for you. If you want to share your video with us, matter of fact, I'll adjust it later. You saw that's what that is. That area will be your picture, your video, whatever you're sending into us, will be instantaneous. You will look just like we look now on the screen. So if you don't want to do that, that's fine too. We get it. Some people don't. I mean, I'm having a hard time doing this too because I know I'm ugly. It's cool. I got this lovely mane of beard my wife won't let me get rid of. So, and that's another thing. I'll invite her on here too so the ladies feel comfortable. Tiger, you can tell. I mean, you've met her a few times, so she won't do it. So she's a handful.
I call her my lady friend. Okay,
she's crazy.
That lives here with me. Okay, those two will annihilate us. Okay, put them two together, we're rough. I'm telling you, we're in trouble. So, with that being said, Nationwide, you had something you wanted to say?
Hold on, I had to mute him so we could get this. I know you guys can't hear me. Like I said, I'll move over to the other mic setup next time for sure. And again, we're writing this all down and we're getting your feedback on what's going on. So I'm going to put him back up. Go ahead, Nationwide. You're unmuted. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. I was just I keep mine, even though I have been on camera like with the protests and stuff like that. I do have other communities that have tried to dox me in the past, and because of the type of work that I do, I try to not put myself out there on camera as much, even though I have.
If somebody wants to dox me, I get it. That's cool and all. I don't see the point in it. I'm not aggressive towards anybody. I'm not denying that there's issues with our country. Our country's not perfect. But one thing that I've done is travel the world. And if you can listen to somebody like me who's been around the world, and I will show you everywhere that I've been, okay? Every time I've come home, I've kissed the ground because I can promise you, there's no greater country in this world than the United States of America. And if you think that you can do better, I tell you, go do better. But I promise you, you will not find it out there. And I've been all over. I'm not lying. And never once have I found a place that's even close to here. You guys, you need to. I think you know what? I'm gonna put something forward here. I'm gonna put a challenge here for you. If you do think that way, travel one place. Just spin the globe. Put your finger down. You go there, and then you come back and tell me I'm wrong.
Go to Jamaica. Go to Panama. Okay.
Yeah.
Go over to South Korea. Go to South Korea. Okay.
People don't flee other countries to come into the worst country in the world. I'll tell you that right now. People don't do that. That's just not how things work. If you think I'm going to leave here to go to Honduras or something like that, it's not reasonable. Okay. So, but I do challenge you. Get out there. Don't just listen to what you're seeing on the news. Go for yourself. Do these kind of things. Learn. And there are people out there I know that do all kinds of crazy stuff in the world, and I think they'd agree with me for the most part. You know, that
right.
We're even though we have our issues, I've never denied that we have issues. We're done. Since I've been alive, I've seen our progression, and it saddens me to see us take steps back. rather than continue to try and take steps forward. This is what I want to do here. I want to try to get us moving back in the right direction, if I possibly can. I know it's a monumental task, but I'm not willing to give up without even trying. So.
Well, this country started from the bottom up, right? And what I mean by that was a group of people getting together and forming this nation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a group of guys. They had different beliefs in this and that, but they developed our Constitution. And they wrote the Bill of Rights and the first and second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh amendments. And they did that for a reason, and I think it starts from the bottom up with all this political discord that we have and all the arguing. I think it really needs to start with us, okay, and let it trickle back up to the top, okay? It's when you run a business, you run a good business, you lead from the bottom up, okay? And it's about the people.
Yeah, you don't create the business. The business is the people you hire.
Exactly.
You own the business, but your business ain't going to go anywhere if the people that work for you aren't happy and aren't, willing to do the job that they were hired to do. So you work from the bottom and it rises up. The cream rises to the top, basically.
I think it can start right here with us. The 6 people that are watching, and me, you, P-Dub, and Nationwide.
Yeah.
This core group and a few others that weren't able to come on tonight. It starts somewhere, right? And we just need to get over the color issue. We need to get beyond the political issue and start being friends, being nice to each other, and working through some of this garbage.
I know it's garbage.
Absolutely.
But it's not necessarily garbage. Some people feel that it's a necessity, and we get that. I don't want you to say garbage because in their mind it is and I get that. I get that it is detrimental to you.
I'm talking about the feuding.
I know that's garbage. Definitely, that's garbage. We shouldn't be doing that. That's not
feuding and all that is what I'm talking about as far as the garbage.
Yeah. No, I knew you were probably saying. I thought you were just generalizing, but yeah, that definitely is not that's not something we want to do here at all. Like, if you come on, be civil. Let me talk to you. Let you talk to me. Can we do that? I mean, are you capable of that? Is that something you are capable of? We have to be capable of that. We are human beings. We can have a conversation. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. But if we talk, if there's a discord, somehow things start to come together. Things start to change. The more and more people you get involved in that conversation, regardless of which way it ends, the better things get. And if we, like I say in the beginning, if we keep arguing and fighting, we're just going to keep going backwards and nothing will ever get accomplished. You're not going to convince people with fighting that your way is correct. I mean, that's just not going to happen. You're going to turn them against you, and they're just going to turn their back on you. So I don't want that. I want to create solutions, and that is the gist of this show. So we're right at our limit. So that's another thing I want to bring up before you go. I wanted to let you know that we're going to be on an hour format. That's what we're looking at right now. That's the basics. Yep. It's 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It might extend if the conversation is amazing and we're getting good feedback from you guys and y'all want to continue talking. We'll do it as late as we can. One of the things is I travel a lot for work. I will be in hotels at some point. Tiger's going to take over the streaming part of this, and I'm going to be in a hotel right along with him doing this. But the internet probably won't be as good where I'll be at. So. Just so you know, hour long is about right. When I'm working in the field, most of the time, I have to be in bed by 9 o'clock because I have a job to get to the next day. I'm a normal person, just like you. I have a job.
Oh, you're like me.
Just like you.
Right? Yeah, well, even though, I'm in between jobs, actually. I start mine at the end of the month, so the beginning of the month will be great.
I know a company you could go work for, matter of fact. You hit me up later, Nathan. We'll talk about that. You might enjoy it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you on mute. We're gonna close out here. Just stay there for a second. Nate, we'll talk to you.
Go for it, guys. I'm gonna go back down and join the family. You guys have a wonderful night. It was great. I'll catch you on the next one.
Definitely, man.
Well,
thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. It was
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
love the work.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
So yeah, that's basically gonna wrap up our show. We're gonna do our checkout. We're gonna do our closeout. It's an exit. We created it as well. Check it out. It's not very crazy or anything. It's just simple. But next time, what do you think, Tiger? What are we gonna shoot for? We said June 10th, right?
All right, let me hit the calendar here. Hold on just a second. Let me double check myself.
No calendar. You need to just come up with it off the top of your head. June 10th is what we're looking at. July 10th. What? I forgot the date.
June 10th falls on a Thursday, so that we were correct. I just wanted to double check, make sure I was right.
So June 10th. That's what, about a month away?
Yeah, a little over a month. Yeah, a month.
And the only reason we're going to take so long is we want this to sink in. It
Yep.
wasn't the greatest feed, but it's definitely not the worst. I think it went pretty well as far as I'm concerned. The conversation was amazing. Wish we would have had a couple more people join in, but I understand. It's the first time.
Yeah,
Pop that cherry eventually. We'll get to you.
and I think it's Ermac Thatcher just joined in. It looks like that they had a little bit of a problem on setting up, get my channel to set up so I could chat. Email us at
143 GOBN.
143 GOBN@gmail.com if you need help. It's 143
GOBN@gmail.com. That's our email address.
We'll be happy.
Guys' questions. You'll notice that there's a couple of things that aren't in the description yet. This was a throw together. We wanted to get a test out there, guys. So, we're glad you joined us. I see 8. Just dropped down to 6, but that's a start. That's what we have to deal with, guys. So, thank y'all very much. Tiger, you want to close us out, and then I'll start up the new exit.
All righty. I just want to say thank y'all to everybody. Really appreciate you joining us. We look forward. We're going to be fine-tuning ourselves. We're looking for good quality feedback from you and also topics. Please hit us with topics. Feel free to join into the conversation. Go into the chat, right? Thank y'all so much. We've enjoyed this. I hope you like the ending. It's going to last about 2.5 minutes, so y'all can continue to chat. And it's a little different type of ending. Go ahead, P-Dub.
All right, closing out, guys.